to another episode of Literary Gladiators, the show where we discuss and debate literature in all of its forms. If it's written work, it's game.
Like checkers.
Let's meet the panel.
Anyways.
I'm Dan.
I'm Kaila.
I'm Charlie.
And I'm Josh. What are we going over today, Laney?
Rapunzel by the Brothers Grimm.
Alrighty. This is quite an interesting tale. Kaila has mentioned it in one of her videos before. And we'll be talking a little bit more about that later. But for now, what's the first question?
What do you feel is the most important thing one can take out of this tale?
Love is blind.
That's
Basically.
exactly what I said too.
Well, if you have all that hair, of course you can't see.
I think a lot of it, I think it does have a lot to do with that and how one's ability to see someone for who they are is most important. And how, at first you would think that it was driven by beauty, but when push comes to shove, I think that it becomes far more than that.
Well, the thing is, like the version I read, the thing is he was attracted by her singing, and the thing is that's what led him to the tower. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the
And then he heard the witch saying, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, old
Down
down
your
your hair.
Mm-hmm.
And then he started saying, and he got up. But
Yeah, I read the French version, so the version I read may be a little different.
from what I saw, they were pretty similar to one another.
There's a lot of similarities, but the thing is, like the ending, I think is a bit different than the original. I believe.
Not really.
How did the French one end?
He gets a sight back.
Yes, that's what happened. I know there was a version where it was a sad ending for both Rapunzel and the prince.
Is it, also, is Rapunzel a food? Because it makes mention to the food?
No.
No?
I know that
It's a fruit.
her original parents were looking to get radishes from the witch's garden.
That's what it was.
And the witch told them that they can take him, but she wants their child.
Mm-hmm.
And she was
Because
able
they were
to-
going to steal it
Yeah.
from her garden.
Yeah. But then, she was... Yeah. Well, basically, you can have my food, but I need your firstborn.
We want to go to the next question?
Alrighty. Why do you feel the witch punished Rapunzel and the prince the way she did? Removing Rapunzel's long hair and, the prince's vision.
Yeah.
Can I go first? on this
Well,
one?
which
Yeah,
the
you
witch?
go first.
Alright, the reason why I believe that she did that is that the witch had a certain set of rules. Rapunzel was supposed to be her way to get to the tower and stuff like that, but the thing is, she felt like Rapunzel betrayed her by meeting someone or letting someone from the outside come in. So instead of just punishing one of them, she cut Rapunzel's hair, banished her from the castle, and caused the prince to fall and lose his eyesight. She's an evil person, basically. The thing is, like, she doesn't like
She wants to
people
imprison
disobeying her
Rapunzel.
rules. Is basically the reason why she did this.
And you normally, when you fall from a tower, you usually go
Mhm.
like, oh, my back is fine, but I can't see a darn
I
thing.
think you just die.
Yeah, and of course, that was...
Her intent was to imprison Rapunzel as well.
Yeah.
So
That's why
just
she's...
keep her secluded from the outside world, which I don't know. Granted, what the motive was, it's probably just the fact that the witch was evil.
And
Hence the
probably
term
because
witch.
Rapunzel had nicer hair than the witch. I mean, have you seen a witch's hairdo lately? And then Rapunzel had
Say-
beautiful...
I don't know if I would say
Is
that.
she blonde in the book?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely
I
blonde.
mean, if I had hair like that, I would have been
Mhm.
I'm not gonna-
Popularist girl in school.
Yeah. Bye, Felicia. I got sucked into it now. Great.
I think that the witch was trying to take away what she thought was most important to them,
Mm.
but their love for each other kind of overcame everything. She thought that that Rapunzel's beauty was the most important thing, and that she thought that that was also the most important thing to the prince. So she took that away, and but they were still in love after that. So
Like, give her beauty, the thing is, and I think give her a sight so we can see her beauty.
right, exactly.
Mhm. Quite a sense of irony how she took the sight away from him, because she probably was predicting that he would try to escape her clutches, and it was also quite clever the way that she was masquerading as Rapunzel with
Mhm.
the locks. but the fact that she had him fall off and hit his face on the thorns, causing him to go blind. Otherwise,
Ouch.
those were just some details that
Ouch.
caught my attention.
Yeah.
Next question.
Kaila mentioned in an individual video that there were anti-feminist aspects to this tale. Would you agree or disagree?
It was a good video too. It picked up a lot of
Thank you.
Congratulations.
viewership. I was watching the video to prepare, and the only thing that she really makes mention to regarding it being anti-feminist, she said it was the least bad of
The three that I've been chosen or whatever.
the other
it was.
three. She thought Little Red Riding Hood was immensely anti-feminist.
Well, actually, Real Red Riding Hood is like a cautionary tale, so that one's like more beware of strangers in the woods.
Beware of strangers in general. Just don't talk to strangers, you know?
But
Unless you want to
can't
make a
be
new
careful.
friend.
I think the
Unless you wanna
main
make a new
argument that she makes is that the princess would marry the first man that she meets. So anybody, Charlie can climb up
What?
Rapunzel's locks,
So always like, okay, forget this.
and
How would I get up there? We would have to need a lift, for God's sake. I'm not
You
climbing.
just gotta ask her to let down her hair,
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
and you're in.
it may take
Doesn't
Charlie. It may take Charlie a few attempts because he'd
A
probably
few.
fall off. But
Gotta use your triceps.
What tricep?
but
It's in
otherwise,
the
I think that's
fingers.
the only. I think that's the only anti-feminist
Do you really
argument.
think I'd have a chance with Rapunzel? Even though she's maybe...
I think you would have a chance with Rapunzel because it wasn't feminist.
That was the only, but I don't know if
have
it would
good hair.
really be an argument. I know Dan has made mention that with regard to fairy tales, not really possessing.
Okay, I don't think there's anything really anti-feminist in it because it's from a time where feminism didn't exist. You know,
Well, I mean, it
It could still be
did.
sexist.
I
If
mean, in
feminism,
Germany, yeah, but the thing is, like, it would be sexist. Like, you wouldn't say that Greek mythology is
You
anti-feminist.
still say slavery is racist.
Yes, but the thing is, like, it has to look at the time of where it came from. Is that the thing is, there was no feminism at the time, so the thing is, feminism couldn't really exist, so it can't really be anti-feminist if it doesn't exist.
well, it could inspire like non-feminist ideals in a modern time, even though it was set in a time in the past. Like, I don't judge it based on, like, even if the writer was
Well,
a
yeah, but the
bigot,
thing is,
you know,
like,
I'm not going to judge it on
I
that.
think I
But
judge it on the time that it was written. The thing is, like, that's the views that
Okay.
people had at the time of women or blacks or whatever during a certain time. The thing is, you can't judge it based on what the beliefs are today. The thing is, you have to look at the time it was written. Like, the N-word is said plenty of times in Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, but nobody considers that book to be racist.
well, it's
Dan, I
trying to
agree
it's
with
trying to
you
make a
on one
point,
hand.
though. Like,
Yes, yeah, I understand
I
that.
agree with you on one hand, and I disagree with you on another. I disagree with the fact of the existence of feminism because I think that it was present in the way of
Well, it didn't really take off. until
Mary
1920s.
Wollstonecraft. Mary Shelley's mother was. She wrote about women's rights. It may have not been under the title of feminism, but women have been fighting for equal rights for quite some time. I think that the earliest that you can trace it back to is Sappho, who
yeah, I was just thinking that. yeah.
she was an advocate for free love among women who, on the island of Lesbos, was looking for this nirvana-like society where it was primarily female-oriented in a
Just
world
scratch
that
my face
was dominated, almost suffocated by the male gender. But where I agree with you is the fact that I think that Rapunzel was more of a cautionary tale than it was trying to touch up on anything having to do with
Yeah.
gender.
Yeah, it doesn't really have anything to do with feminism, so I wouldn't really say it was anti-feminist because, like, that wasn't their goal, you know? Like, if someone had a set goal, they would probably go that way without trying, like, explaining feminism or showing anti-feminism, but the thing is, I just don't see it there, so the thing is, I really can't call it anti-feminist if there is no feminist elements in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my 2 cents.
I have 3 cents in my pocket.
Ready? Any final thoughts, anyone? Or anything, do you want to rebuttal, Kaila? Because
No, like I said, like, I remember making that video, and I remember, like, really delving deep for something anti-feminist in that one, because it really wasn't, there was really nothing more to it, so I don't really have anything to say against it.
Already then. If you're interested in reading Grimm's Fairy Tales, here is the collection that I referred to. There are some pretty interesting selections, one of which we went over, Little Red Riding Hood, and that's pretty much the case. I think that if you're interested in getting into fairy tales and you want to explore things that you were introduced to, yeah, absolutely, go right ahead. And you want to read a more authentic version, this is the collection to check out. Be sure to join us next time for another episode of Literary Gladiators. For now, keep reading.